Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we are once again playing Pokemon This Gym of Mine, but this time I'm only allowed to use electric type Pokemon. Let's get into it. So, starting things off, Professor Oak once again welcoming you to the world of Pokemon and telling you about the game. You of course get 3 starter Pokemon with whichever type you choose. We are going with electric this time, and the starters were, I believe, Pichu, Shinx, and yes, Joltik. I decided to go with Shinx because it has Intimidate, and I thought that might be a little bit more useful going on into the game. Next up, the mayor welcomes us to his town and just tells us about the game and stuff and what happened to the last gym leader. He then takes us to the gym where we're going to be working for the foreseeable future, and then hovers over to my house to show me where that is, and then just dips. I then open up the package on the table, which opens up Thunderbolt, which is a really good move to have, and then I teach it Shinx, and then in front of the town hall, there's just this dude who's like, yo, I own this place, and I'm like, bro, I'm the new sheriff in town. Send in my Shinx, Thunderbolt later, and he's obviously gone. Next up, I go over to the mayor, and he tells me about just kind of the situation with the city and what I'm going to be doing, and then to go and choose a gym person. So in the original playthrough, I chose like the normal gym guy, but this time I decided to choose the gym girl, just because it has like a different kind of storyline in different elements of the game. And I might do this again if you guys want me to, and choose the other gym person just to see how that's different. But either way, she pops by, gives me the phone number for like the police and everything, and then I need to go catch some electric type Pokemon because I have to have 3 Pokemon on my team in order to start a day at the gym. I come across an Elekid, which is actually a really good electric type Pokemon. I was kind of looking for Pikachu and stuff as well, trying to remember on my last playthrough where electric Pokemon popped up, and I just couldn't remember any for the life of me. I only seen Elekid at this point in the game, so I decided to catch another one as well, just so I have 3 Pokemon I can actually start my job at the gym. Because I would like other electric types, but just not come across any at all. So we're going into the first day at the job with 2 Elekids and my level 11 Shinx as well, which isn't a bad team. I then proceed to teach Thunderbolt to my 2 Elekids. They don't have to have Thunderbolt because they do have the electric typing, but obviously it's like the best stab move that I've got access to at this point in the game, so of course I'm teaching it them. And I start my first day on the job. Luckily, the trainers on the first day are not too difficult to beat. I also come across this Chinchou as well, which I'm not sure if it's an electric type or not, because obviously it's a new form of it, and then it actually has Volt Absorb as well, so that's a little bit interesting. I need to come across one of these and put it on my team. It might not be an electric type, it might be, but either way, it should be able to learn Thunderbolt, so it can become a member of my team. Next up, I finish the day, and then I can go to the break room. There's no gym trainers in there though, everybody's just popped off. So I then start doing my good deeds of the day, giving some potions to the charity, and then go train up a little bit, and then come back to the gym and start doing some more work here. And this is just kind of what I do over the next few days. I give my potions to the charity, I train up, do some gym battles, and then that's just kind of the cycle. Next up though, Shinx is evolving into Luxio, which is a really good thing to happen because finally I've got some more power on my team, and the levels kind of jump up a little bit as well. I don't know, like some gym trainers are like easy to beat, and then some are just really difficult. Anyway, we finish the day, and then someone is at the door, and the gym girl's basically saying that Mayor Dalton wants you to come by the town hall. So I go over to him, and he's just basically telling me that I'm doing a great job. But then this girl out of nowhere, good old Elizabeth, is like, are you kidding me? I don't like this guy. I want to battle him. I want to test his strength. No limits to the team. You can bring whatever you want. And basically I just got to go have a showdown with her. I come over to this guy though, who actually sells you the old rod and the good rod and the super rod all for free. So of course, great offer there. Because I want to try and catch myself a Chinchou. So I use the super rod in the only body of water that I really know. I also put a Elekid at the front of my team because it has static, so it attracts electric type Pokemon as well in case this was an electric type. And then my first Pokemon that I pull up on my good rod, or my super rod I should say, is this Chinchou. Now I don't know what typing this is, I just know I can't use electric type moves on it because it does have Volt Absorb. It does have Confuse Ray, well, Supersonic. It also has like Water Gun and stuff like that as well. But luckily, we of course are an electric type, so Thunder Wave doesn't do anything to me, and then I can just catch this Pokemon. So throw my Pokeball at it. I quite like this form as well. I don't know, it's got like this mustache going on. I don't know what's really cracking off with this Chinchou, but either way, we do catch it, and it's actually a Water Dark type Pokemon, which isn't too bad because I do need a Water type on my team for pesky ground types, which would obviously destroy me. So this is actually a really good addition to the team. I then teach it Thunderbolt, so I can obviously have it on my team, because if you basically don't have the typing of your kind of gym on a Pokemon, then it has to know your signature move, which in this case is Thunderbolt. But obviously it's not an electric type, so I had to have that. Anyway, next up, we go take on Elizabeth, who sends out her level 8 Clefairy. I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm over-leveled for this battle. She also has a Fampi as well, so I'm actually really glad I went and caught that Chinchou, because I wouldn't have been able to defeat it. She also has a Gumi and a Drifloon as well. Easily take those out, no problems at all. And we take out Elizabeth, get a bit of reputation. She's like, alright, fair play, you're not too bad. Anyway, next up, the mayor calls me and says that I'm now rank 1, which is really, really good. And also, stronger trainers are going to start popping up, and they're going to be like level 15 and stuff. So I need to go grind a bit more. After doing my daily deeds, I go and start literally doing that. Just start going and grinding and stuff. Because until the point in the game where you get Bliss, the trainer that stands like in front of the gym and gives you like 6 Blissies to fight, it's quite difficult to grind in this game. I also come across an Electric as well, an Electrike should I say, and I think, I'm not going to put it on my team yet, but when I am allowed 6 Mons on my team, it will be a nice Pokemon to add, because I hadn't actually seen any of the Electrics or Electric types or anything like that. Anyway, moving on, the gyms are actually getting a little bit more tougher because these trainers are walking in level 17s, and I'm like, bro, literally, what's going on? Then level 18s Jumpluffs as well. Like, I don't know how I'm getting through these battles. It's really tough. Like I say, it's hard to grind in this game until you have access to Bliss, who has all these Blissies. Anyway, next up, we finished the day, still haven't lost a battle yet, luckily, and then some gym trainers are actually starting to show up. This guy's a bit of a weirdo. He seems to have just joined the gym because of the gym girl, and I'm like, okay, well, if I could kick him out, I would, but unfortunately I can't. So, back to my daily good deeds, giving to the charity, giving some potions, some super potions, all that good stuff, and then taking on more trainers. And yeah, the game just gets more difficult. Like, I don't know why at this point in the game I'm going to be fighting these crazy Pokemon, but either way, he leads with a level 8 Aaron. I'm like, that's not too bad. And I Thunderbolt it. It's not very effective. It has Dragon Rage. But bro, how are you having Dragon Rage at level 8? That is ridiculous. Luckily though, I'm able to beat it. And then also, this guy comes in with his Chinchou level 9. Again, just trainers that I've already kind of beat. It's very much like easy trainers every now and again, but the majority is the hard trainers. And that is simply because at the start, when you're choosing your gym person, the gym girl basically said you get higher you basically get reputation quicker, but the trainers are harder. So I think that's why I'm getting tougher trainers. And this is what I mean. There's like different kind of ways you can play this game, and the gym people that you have are different like ways. So yeah, I would like to play this again and choose like somebody different that I haven't used. But either way, I get some more gym trainers, then straight back to work. We've got Bugcatcher Bill over here sending out level 8 Caterpie, who's a bit shameful to be fair that he's entering my gym with these terrible Pokemon. But as you can see, my levels have shot up quite a bit, level 17 now. At this point in the game as well, I didn't know how to evolve Electabuzz into Electivire, because obviously it's a trade evolution with the held item. I didn't know where the held item was, and also I didn't know how I was going to evolve it because there's no trading in this game. Then the gym girl starts talking about her brother in a far-off land, who actually is going to be in the story later on. So we'll get to that bit. But either way, dealing another potion to this guy, and just like, it just seems like a little bit of a weird situation now. I'll just go to this corner of the map every single day and just give him some potions. Next up, I come to this cave here, which is like the Cave of Riddles. And basically, there's just like a ton of signposts where there's like a ton of riddles, and you basically have to answer them all. And then this opens up, and you basically come to this house here, and this woman gives you a starter Pokemon. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, Pikachu isn't an option, so I need to figure out which starter Pokemon can learn Thunderbolt. And I literally just pull up like this different Pokedex and just look for which starter Pokemon can learn Thunderbolt. Unfortunately, none of them can, so I just go with a Bulbasaur, just because I chose Charmander last time, and I kind of just wanted to see what special move Bulbasaur had, because these Pokemon have special moves. I go over to the Bulbasaur, it has bloody Quiver Dance. That is such a good move to have on Bulbasaur, like that is ridiculous. So if I ever play this game again, if you guys want me to, I might go with Grass and choose a Bulbasaur, because that's a ridiculous Pokemon to have. I then come up to this guy here, who basically says if you can solve 5 riddles in the cave, he's going to join the gym, so obviously I've done that because there's like 10 riddles to solve. And then I go and fight this scientist at the gym, and this is just a bit ridiculous. I don't know what was going on here, but this guy sends out a level 28 Lairon. This thing is Dragon Steel, also has Dragon Rage, and it's 10 levels above me. Like, I don't know how I was physically supposed to beat this. I'm not sure if this is just because I've got the gym girl, and again, this is why the stronger trainers are coming out, but at the same time, like, this is just unwinnable. Like, this is an unwinnable battle for me. There's no way on this earth I win against a Dragon Steel level 28 Lairon. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, he obviously destroys me. It's my first loss of the gym, which isn't great. I wasn't too happy about it. But luckily, you only lose like 10 reputation, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. But yeah, I thought this might have been like a little bit of a glitch, because there's no way that I can, like I say, physically win this battle unless I grind for like forever, because obviously Bliss isn't in the game yet. So obviously, he pops off, and then this guy comes out, and he's got a bloody level 24 Dragonite. I'm like, mate, what is going on with my game? I can't beat these trainers. Like, I've got level 18 baby electric type Pokemon, and this guy's bringing some pseudos. But so yeah, honestly, I somehow beat the Dragonite, but then the Chinchou Chinchou falls to Floette. So that's another loss. Back-to-back losses. I've got the mayor breathing down my neck now. And then I beat a bug catcher. And then this scientist guy, he wants another badge. The exact same trainer comes in and does the exact same thing, destroys me. Anyway, that was a hard day on the job. It's over now. So I go home, try and sleep it off because that was horrible. Like, there was way too many difficult trainers. So anyway, after that, straight back to the gym, start taking on more trainers. I got this hiker guy here who sends out the Aron, which does obviously have Dragon Rage, but at this point, I do have over 40 HP, so it's not the worst case scenario, and it's obviously something I can easily beat. So I'm just happy to be able to beat a trainer at this point. And then this bloody mate, this guy, I don't know what he was doing, but he's straight back to my gym, brings his he's collecting these gym badges, but he's collecting mine. Like, that's it. He doesn't want any other gym badges. He just wants my gym badge, and yeah, he just Dragon Claws me. Like, I can't beat this Leron, so no wonder he keeps coming back. It's just easy prize money for him. So obviously he just defeats me. I do have Intimidate and stuff like that, but it's not really helping. Like, I'm getting a little bit of XP every now and again, but they also have potions, so even if I get the HP down to like yellow or red, he just hyper potions anyway. So like I said, it's just an unwinnable battle. So whenever this scientist dude popped up, it was basically just a big fat L, really. There's nothing I could do about it. Just had to hang my head in shame and just deal with this guy that was literally just, like I say, super potion right there. There's no reason to. He's already won the battle so easily, but he's also using potions as well just to make my life a little bit harder. I also get a flinch, like that matters. And to be fair, Chinchou putting in some work, but yeah, unfortunately not enough work to be able to defeat the Leron. So that's another loss. I've lost to this guy like 2-3 times now. Anyway, I beat the rest of the trainers, and then we go back home, and someone is at the door. And this time it is Gym Girl saying that Mayor Dalton wants to see me again. And this time he's like, look, you're doing great. The Pokemon League is liking what they're seeing. And he just ranks me up again. And then the good old Rogue team are back and just saying, look, we're controlling this city. So I have to fight one of them. And this is quite a tough battle as well. They are like level 19, 20, and that's kind of my levels as well, but he's got a pretty good team. So he starts off with a Scraggy, and obviously has a Super Potion, and defeats my Pokemon. But luckily, Luxio does bring it home and win the battle. Somehow beat the Heracross as well. But anyway, we take out the Rogue Riders, and then the mayor's like, so sorry about that, I'll leave you in peace and stuff. And then he also tells me about the commercial district, which is now opened up, and luckily Bliss is now here as well. But either way, we go over to the commercial district. He's just telling me about the different buildings and stuff I can build at the top of the kind of town, and also there's a mall and stuff where you can buy TMs and like held items and really good stuff like that. So next up, I need to go back and heal, but this guy's just stood in the way of the Pokemon Center. I literally had to wait for like 30 seconds for this guy just to move because he just wouldn't move at all. But yeah, luckily he moves out of the way. I thought the game was glitched and it was just some random NPC that wouldn't move. Anyway though, off to my best mate Bliss, and time to fight these Blissies and get a ton of XP. As you can see, these Blissies are level 50, so they are going to be giving me wads of XP. So yeah, basically I just kill like 2 each, 2 for Elekid, 2 for Luxio, and 2 for Chinchou, just to get as much XP on all of them as possible. And though Elekid is starting to evolve, I think he evolves at level 20 or something. So yeah, get myself an Electabuzz. So already getting a bit of a powerhouse team right now. So yeah, got my Electabuzz, which is really nice. I need him to learn some fighting type moves as well, because that would be very useful for like steel types. Chinchou also evolving into this new form of Lantern. I don't know what these forms are even called. Like, I don't think it actually goes into detail about them in the game. But either way, I love the little kind of like old Victorian light kind of thing that he's got on his head, which is really cool. And then of course Luxio evolving into Luxray, my starter Pokemon, being its final evolution, which is very, very nice. And then I basically just have to grind up more on Blissey, because at this point of the game you kind of want high level 40s, because obviously I've already beat the game, so I know like what's coming. And again, you kind of need like high level 40s, low 50s at this point, because that's the kind of boss battles that you're going to be having. So anyway, I grind up on Bliss quite a bit, and then we start taking on some more gym challenges. Again, their levels do get higher as well, but because I've grown quite a bit in level, like it's not the worst thing in the world. And again, the bad thing about this game is there's a lot of repetition in the gym badges. You're fighting the same people all the time, like over the same days and stuff, so it does get a little bit, not boring, but it does get very repetitive. So you don't really want to be low level, just about fighting all these trainers. You want to just kind of get through them rapid, and that's just kind of what I do. Anyway, next up, we obviously finish our day, go over to the gym girl, and she's just basically telling me to keep smiling. So I was like, that's pretty nice of you. Anyway, we go back home, and this time there's somebody at the door. and it is the Rogue Riders, and they decide to kidnap me. And so I'm basically in this cave here, can't get out. They've all got me kind of trapped up and stuff, but they all leave, and then there's just this one random girl just guarding me. So you basically have to fight her. She also gives you a Lumbarian of fresh water as well if you ask for food and water, so that's really nice of her. I'll sell it later, but either way, it's just nice of her. She also leads with a Sand Slash, which is a little bit of a problem, but luckily I'm 20 levels above it. My move pool isn't also that good as well on my Pokemon. Like, I've got Bite still on Luxray, which isn't great, but as you can see, there's quite a few trainers in this place, so I just kind of grind up here a little bit, get more reputation, because every single fight you do in this game, you get reputation. And then this is kind of the final battle of this part of the story. I have to get through this like little double battle thing here. Pawniard and Druddigon. It's not the easiest battle in the world, but because I'm quite a decent level, I don't really struggle with it too much. The most damage I think they did was the rough skin from Druddigon, to be fair. So anyway, I defeat those, exit into the Badlands, and then I basically just have to find my way out. I go and pick up this Gracidia, I can't remember what it's called. It's the Shaman leaf, basically, because somebody wants it. And then escape, and then Mere Dalton's here. Couldn't have gone any further to help me out, obviously, so he was just waiting in this cave. And then Edgar comes up behind, and Edgar's like, look, my gang, he's the leader of the Rogue Riders, he's like, bro, my gang ain't going anywhere. And then he comes over to me, he's like, listen, you listen good, bro, this is a race, you know, it's my town, you know, one day we're gonna battle or whatever, and we're gonna see who's the king of the town. Anyway, I rank up to level 3. I can now have 6 Pokemon on my team, which is really cool, because it just allows you to have more variety on your team. So I need to go and buy some more Great Balls and just some more items, just because I need to catch some more Pokemon, and they don't sell Ultra Balls yet, so I'll go and buy some Great Balls, and then start going to try and find some of the Pokemon as well. But either way, I give this girl the Gracidia thing that she wanted. She joins my gym, which is really cool. I then go over to my mailbox, and I get more people trying to join my team. Basically, if you give the donation team enough donations, you get a gym trainer from that, which is really cool. And then I go over and, you know, give some more donations. I'm like, bro, have more. And then he's like, yo, you donated quite a bit, I have all this reputation. I'm like, oh, cheers. And then it says I should get some rest. And I'm like, no, I don't need any rest. Charity doesn't rest, so I go and give him some more potions. And that's just an easy way. Like, honestly, this is one of the easiest ways to get your reputation up. Like, if you buy potions, super potions, etc., you just get more and more. And then I also find a Pokeflute, so I give this girl the Pokeflute, just kind of getting a reputation all over the place. And then I go to the right of the town and find a Stunfisk, which is obviously a very nice typing of ground and electric for my team, for like steel types and stuff like that. So I catch the Stunfisk, put that on my team. I'm now up to 4 Pokemon, which is really nice. I also need to teach it Thunderbolt as well, just so it has some really good stab. And after that, I go to the Heart Scale dude and try and get a ground type move on my Stunfisk as well, because it doesn't have any. And so I decide to get Mud Shot because that's the only one that was available. I then go and catch an Electabuzz as well, just so I can have more electric types, because I honestly haven't found really any. Like, I don't know where Pikachu is, I don't know where Mareep is, I don't know where any of these electric type Pokemon are. And so I'm just kind of going with the ones that I know, I guess, spawn. After that, though, I run into this girl by accident. Like, I didn't actually mean to battle this girl, and she's basically an Evolution trainer, and she sends out like Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. But when you beat her, she actually gives you an Eevee, which I was like, bro, that is insane. That is such a cool feature. Like, it actually helps to go and battle trainers in this game, because they do give you free stuff. And yeah, she gives me an Eevee. Unfortunately, I don't have a Thunderstone, so I can't evolve the Eevee yet, but the team is looking pretty good. Once I find one, I will be able to get an Eevee, a Jolteon. Next up, I remembered in my last playthrough that Lairon did pop up here, the kind of form of, yeah, the new form of Lairon anyway, the Dragon Steel type. And this thing can learn Thunderbolt. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I may as well grab it and have it as my Pokemon and just teach it Thunderbolt, because, you know, a Dragon Steel type on my team would actually be really useful, because later on in this game there are a lot of pesky dragons that are quite difficult to beat, who of course resist electric. So I did want to get that Pokemon on my team. And then we start the day. I was also wondering if it would allow me to start the day, because I have my Lantern, which is Water Dark, I have my Eevee, which is normal, and then I have Lairon, which is Dragon Steel. So I have 3 Pokemon that aren't electric type, but it just lets me anyway, which I was a bit confused at, because I thought in this game you had to have Thunderbolt on all your Pokemon, or at least them to be electric type, otherwise you wouldn't be able to have them on your team. But either way, whatever. I mean, I was allowed this whole team. And then bloody Tyranitar comes out. I remember this guy from my last playthrough. Really annoying. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to beat this. So yeah, this Tyranitar absolutely destroys me. I mean, it's level 17. It's a pseudo-legendary. Like, just destroys me. Like, not even like a glimpse of a dub in that at all. If you do beat him, though, it gives you 1,000 reputation. So that is, like, massive. I don't know how much reputation you need to kind of access the different parts of this game, but getting 1,000 from one battle is going to help out. Anyway, we go and talk to the gym girl who's talking about somebody called Arthur, and that's actually her sibling, who, again, the storyline for Arthur kind of comes out later. Anyway, Edgar gives me a letter, the leader of the Rogue Riders, and he's basically saying that he basically wants to battle me. He's telling me to bring my A-team, and we're going to battle, and we're just going to see who the king is, and basically whoever loses has to leave the town. I ring the police. They don't really do anything. They're just saying they'll hang outside of the cave. I'm like, brilliant. That's really helpful. So after that, I know I need to grind up a little bit, because I remember Edgar's levels are like 45 to 50, but I do remember him having like, he has like a Garchomp, a Metagross, a Tyranitar, he has an Aggron, which is obviously the evolution of this one on your screen right now. So he has a really, really good team, and so I'm going to need to grind up a little bit, because I've mainly got electric types, and also Aggron, when it evolves, I don't think it's going to be able to take out like Garchomp and stuff, because obviously it's weak to ground type moves. So anyway, a couple more battles with Bliss, and Lairon is evolving into Aggron, which again is a really, really good mon to have on the team. This thing is absolutely busted. It also tries to learn, I believe, Shift Gear when it evolves, which is even better, because that, of course, boosts my attack and my speed. So it's just like a Dragon Dance, but obviously the Shift Gear equivalent. So I decided to get rid of Autotomize just simply because I don't really need it. And then after that, more Bliss battles, because I need more XP, you know, I need to grind up like the EV and stuff. I know I don't have the Thunderstone yet and all that, but at the same time, it's going to be useful just to have it ready to be a part of my team when I do get that Thunderstone. So yeah, basically just grinding up here a little bit more. I kind of wanted to get everyone up to like level 52. I think that would be like a really good level to be at. And then I head over to the market just to buy some like more potions and stuff, because obviously I know I've got a big battle up the hill, which you know, did defeat me in the last playthrough, which I didn't want to happen again. So I buy some revives, buy some hyper potions and stuff, and then I talk to this guy behind me, just wondering what he was selling, and he sells all the evolution stones. I'm like, bro, no, I've got 600 Poke Dollars. How am I going to afford that? So I have to go and sell like all my Great Balls, because I know I'm not going to catch anything else, and I buy myself a Thunderstone, and as well as that, he also sells the Electorizer, or whatever you want to call it. And so I can basically evolve Electabuzz and Eevee now into Jolteon and Electivire. So I use the Thunderstone on Eevee to make him a Jolteon, and then I also try and just like use the Electivizer on Electabuzz, but it doesn't work. So I'm thinking, no, there's no way you actually need to trade it. What I decide to do though after is I just give the item to Electabuzz just for it to hold, and then I'm thinking maybe if I level it up with it holding the item, it might allow it to evolve. And so that's just kind of what I do. And also I kind of needed to battle Bliss a couple more times anyway, just to get some more XP. Now I've got a Jolteon and stuff. Obviously taught it Thunderbolt, everything like that. And luckily we defeat Bliss, and Electabuzz does start to evolve, which I was very happy about, because Electivire is such a good Pokemon. As well as that, it doesn't even use up the item. You still have it. So if I wanted to, I could have got another Electivire. I could have just had a team of Electivires if I really wanted to. But obviously this Pokemon does get access to like all the elemental punches and stuff. X tries to join my gym, so obviously I'm all up for more gym trainers. Very, very happy about that. And after that, it is time to make my way to the Rogue Rider hideout. So I find Edgar just chilling, you know, in this like gym leader location or whatever, and I have to start battling. Now I wasn't really looking forward to this battle, because obviously in the last playthrough we did lose to him, and that was with a pretty good team. Obviously this time I knew what was coming, so it was a little bit better, but he does lead with the Aggron. I decide to lead with Electivire because I do have low kick, hoping that it does a lot of damage, and luckily it nearly kills the Electivire. He does go for Iron Head and stuff, and the good point about this is that I can just get him to waste all of his potions, because I think he has like 2 hypers and 2 max potions or something like that, and also full restores, so he does have a lot of potions in this battle, making it even worse. But Aggron was like the one thing that I was really, really scared of, barring the Garchomp as well. The Garchomp's also a massive problem, which is obviously coming in next. So I don't really have anything for Garchomp. I'm looking at my team and I'm like, what can take on a Garchomp? I have Waterfall on Lantern, and so I decided to go into Lantern. I wish I had Ice Beam on this thing. It would have been really, really useful. Anyway, he brings in his Garchomp. Obviously, I'm not weak to ground-type moves because I'm Water Dark. And he also has Flare Blitz, so yeah, that was out of nowhere. Also goes for a Dragon Claw as well. But obviously, I am able to defeat it. I just need to heal up a little bit. So the Garchomp was the biggest problem that I was going up against. But luckily, Lantern does pull it together, takes another Dragon Claw to the chin, and then does take out the Garchomp. So that's really, really good. Although he does still have a bunch of pseudo-legendaries left. He then brings in his Hydreigon. So I'm like, okay, you know, it's just a Dragon Dark type. I've got no problem going into Aggron here. Aggron, I can just Dragon Claw, I can just Shift Gear or whatever. I should be absolutely fine. So I do set up a Shift Gear, and he Focus Blasts me, and I luckily survive with Sturdy, and I'm like, oh god. And then I don't know if I'm going to be able to outspeed it, but luckily I do, and we do take out the Hydreigon with a Dragon Claw. So yeah, without Sturdy, I generally would have lost this battle. He then brings in his Metagross as well. I'm thinking, do I switch out? I am +1/+1. I will need to heal up because obviously I'm on 3 HP. So that's exactly what I do. I decided to just heal up Aggron and just wonder what this Metagross has got. He's got Meteor Mash. At the time, I was like, oh no, that's not fighting, is it? But luckily, it is a Steel type move. So I just start Dragon Clawing it just because I don't really got anything else that I can use on it. I mean, Thunderbolt is okay, but I'm obviously not getting any kind of boost from that. He does also have Earthquake as well, and I've only got 1 Hyper Potion left. So after Shift Gearing again, I'm hoping that he doesn't Earthquake at all. And then I go and Dragon Claw once again, hoping it does quite a bit of damage. It does okay damage, but luckily the Metagross just doesn't know what's super effective against me. It just doesn't click Earthquake, which would have been really, really bad if it did. But luckily the Metagross does fall. And then next up he has a Tyranitar, which I completely forgot about. I completely forgot he has a Tyranitar. Luckily it's only level 45 and I do have Iron Head. I'm like +2/+2 as well, so it's not a massive problem. And then his last mon, I do believe, is a Salamence, which again, this guy's team is busted. He's got all the pseudos. He's got a ridiculous team. So yeah, if you're not prepared for this, it's you can easily lose this battle 100%. But anyway, we defeat Edgar, get 5400 for winning, get 50 reputation, which is really nice. And then that's kind of it for that day. I'm rank 4 now. So straight back off to Bliss to get some more levels on my team because that was a close call. You know, if that Metagross went for Earthquake or if I didn't have Sturdy, I definitely would have lost that battle. So I think to myself, I need to grind up a little bit more, and that's exactly what I started doing. After that, it is of course another day on the job at the gym. I just spend the next few days just gymming, just simply because you have to, getting that reputation up. Just easy trainers are coming in now, like there's not really anything of a problem at all. So yeah, that's literally what I do. Just spend the next few days at the gym, and then obviously I finish this day at the gym, and then basically the gym girl is like, I need you to come help me, and this is one of the quests. So obviously you get a different quest depending on the person you have in the gym. Last time I had to go collect like an ice rock or something. This time it's a little bit more dark. Basically her brother's been like in prison or something, and he's like been leading a bad life or something. He was part of the rogue riders or whatever, and then we go and find him in this cave, and this is the Arthur dude that obviously we've been hearing about so far in the story. And basically she's saying like, you know, stop it, you're better than this. And then I have to battle him. I have to pick up the pieces of this family drama. He does send out some pretty cool Pokemon, like he's got Mightyena, he's got like a Yanmega as well or something. But anyway, we do take him out, and we just kind of, I guess, solve that mystery, but then he just rides away anyway. And I get 500 reputation. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking that all day. So I go and heal. I did get poisoned as well, hence why my screen was kind of like glitching out then. And then after that, we have something going on outside, and this is the champion Garrison popping up. And he's like, hey up everybody, how we doing? So obviously in the last playthrough, if you're basically on if you're on the latest update for Pokemon This Gym of Mine, like it doesn't work. You have to be on like 4.2.0 or something. Anyway, we defeat Garrison. He gives me a ton of reputation, and then we get another letter, and then this guy's basically telling me, in the letter it was telling me to meet him at the gym, and I have to battle this guy. So this is the previous gym leader, the guy that disappeared mysteriously, that everyone was like really pissed off at, and basically I have to fight him. And then anyway, I beat him, and then Sandy comes through and she's like, oh my god, it's the gym leader, what are you doing? And then he basically tells me what happened and why he had to leave, and he basically kind of got like kicked out. They basically said like, if you don't leave, we're gonna like come for your family or something like that. So yeah, he basically had to run away, but obviously everyone thought he just ditched the town, which is why everybody was pissed off at him. Anyway, straight back to Bliss, because I know I've got a big battle coming up and I need some XP on my team. There is no way I'm fighting this final battle without some good levels on my team. No way. Thank you very much. So just trying to get everyone up to like level 55-ish. I've still got like Jolteon and like Stunfisk. I don't even think I used Stunfisk once. Like, I'm just not a fan of Stunfisk. Anyway, we come back to the gym. We're now rank 7, and Sandy hands me a letter, and basically it is the exact same letter that the old gym leader got. So this letter is basically saying, you know, if you carry on being the gym leader, you're gonna have like consequences and stuff. I go to the mayor, and the mayor's like, right, you should probably go to the rogue hideout. And then there he is, the mayor. He is the final battle. Gives me massive Colosseum vibes, because obviously the mayor is the evil guy at the very end of Pokemon Colosseum, and so you have to fight him. He's just talking about how like gym leaders are trash or whatever. He then throws Edgar to the side like he's absolutely nothing, and then we have to fight him. So he leads with a Dusclops, and again, last time I did this, I was way too over leveled, so it was an easy battle. This time I wasn't, and this is another reason I wanted to play this game again, because like I said, I was like level 80 last time because the game glitched. But either way, this time I start crunching off against the Dusclops. He goes for a Toxic, which is very, very annoying. He also has a ton of max potions and stuff as well, full restores, hyper potions, which is a bit annoying. Just trying to get through them rapid so he doesn't use them later on. I do get the defense droppers, which is really nice from a crunch, and then I do take out the Dusclops. So I'm taking some hefty damage from Toxic here, which isn't great though. And then next up, he sends in a Rhydon, which isn't great. So I send in my Lantern, knowing that I can easily destroy this thing with water-type moves because it is quad weak to it, which is very, very nice. So he comes in, he's level 52, I go for a Waterfall, do some hefty damage, he goes for Fire Punch, and then he actually uses another max potion, which I'm fine with because he's just getting through them, and then he withdraws the Rhydon, and then he brings in Dragonite. And I forgot that he had Dragonite. And I'm thinking to myself, what has Dragonite got for me? Probably nothing. And then he Dragon Dances. And at this point, I'm like, oh, this is probably where I will lose. This is probably where I lose. He Dragon Claws me, obviously destroys my Lantern. He's at +1/+1. And I'm thinking to myself, what can take a Dragon Claw? Hopefully Aggron can. I bring in Aggron, I go for a Dragon Claw. Luckily, he Dragon Dances again. I get the Dragon Claw off, but he lives on like 3. I'm like, oh no. But luckily, I lived that +2 Dragon Claw. And Aggron does take out the Dragonite. Don't know how I lived that. I guess it was neutral, but still. Trying to learn Heavy Slam. I ain't got no time for that. Next up, Rhydon's back in. I'm fine with that. I can just outspeed. I can Iron Head it. It is super effective. It's stab. Take out the Rhydon. Very, very good stuff. And now I think he's got like 3 Pokemon left. He then sends in a Goodra. And I'm thinking, can I do anything to Goodra? No, I can't. He Dragon Pulses me and he destroys me, which is not great. And then I'm looking at my team like, alright, this is not looking too good. I go into Stunfisk because I know I need to revive my Aggron. Aggron is the only thing on my team that is going to be able to take this thing down. Luckily, I do have a couple of revives left as well. So I revive my Aggron. Stunfisk is just in a... He's literally just the punching bag right now. Like, it is what it is. You know, that is all I brought Stunfisk for. I couldn't even be bothered to level him up because he only had like special moves and it was taking forever killing Chanseys and Blissies or whatever with special moves. Anyway, Stunfisk dies, and then also because it was using Outrage, Goodra confuses itself. I bring in Aggron, and then I can go for a Dragon Claw. He's confused, hits himself, which is very nice, and then I Dragon Claw, and the Goodra falls. Next up, though, he does bring out an Aegislash, which is a little bit of a problem. I go into Luxray because I do have Crunch, but I know this thing does have access to Shadow Sneak and stuff, so I was just hoping to get a tiny bit of damage off on it, and then maybe come in with something else and like Jolteon or something and then Thunderbolt it. So I go for a Crunch, it does some nice damage, he changes into his other stance and then goes for an Iron Head. I do live, and then I Crunch again. He doesn't go for the King's Shield, and I am actually able to take out the Aegislash with Luxray, which was really, really good. Unfortunately, the Luxray does fall to the toxic damage that Dusclops did put on earlier. So next up, I bring in Electivire. I can't remember what his last Pokemon is, but it is a Scizor. And so I think, okay, well, Scizzor's not like a massive problem at all. I start thundering it. He goes for a feint. And either way, I take out the Scizor, and that is Pokemon This Gym of Mine completed with an electric type team. Really, really enjoyed this playthrough. I like the fact that I did things differently and I just found like more elements of the game. If you guys want me to do another typing, let me know which one in the comment section down below. I don't know if you're too bored of this Gym of Mine or not at this point in time. Like, I'm not going to do like loads and loads of videos on this game. I just thought it'd be cool to do a different version of it. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy it, please do drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Again, leave a comment if you want me to do another one of this with a different team. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.